What's up, family? So, Caitlin Clark being featured on the Sports Illustrated WNBA preview cover has caused a lot of noise online. But if we strip away emotion and look at this through a pure basketball lens, performance, impact, and business, the decision is completely logical and expected. And it's not about favoritism or flash, it's about facts, numbers, and momentum. Let's start with visibility and measurable influence, right? Clark isn't just any rookie. Let me enlarge this. Clark isn't just any rookie. We're going to put that out there. She's the most recognized rookie in WNBA history. During her time at Iowa, she led the NCAA in scoring and assists, and she shattered viewership records, not just for women's basketball, but for college basketball as a whole. In the 2023 NCAA championship game, she played and drew 9.9 million viewers on ABC, the highest for any women's college basketball game ever. All right, and higher than some NBA playoff games. And this isn't theoretical hype. These are real metrics that translate directly into media interest and league relevance. So the attention then in at the college level, as we know, her WNBA preseason debut pulled in nearly 850,000 viewers on ESPN2, more than quadruple the average WNBA regular season game. Ticket sales for Indiana Fever games, both home and away, have skyrocketed. Some games have moved to larger arenas to meet demand. Her jersey is a top selling item across WNBA merch platforms. And we're witnessing something rare, a rookie whose presence shifts the whole economics of an entire league. And speaking of economics, we're going to get there and talk about it because I believe um, that's the most very thing that gets overskipped or people wants to add their own emotional um reaction to or they want to add their own emotional sentiment, I should say, and get all of their emotions and feelings. But let's look at the real results and have a productive conversation here, family. As always, I'm just here to have a conversation. So she shifted the economics of the entire league. That is unprecedented in women's pro basketball. Now, from a basketball perspective, she's the best player in the W. No, but being the best doesn't always make you the face. In every league, the NBA, NFL, MLB, media coverage tends to center around the players who bring the most attention, not necessarily the most trophies. Think about it for a minute. Zion Williamson, right? On the NBA. Let me pull him up so we can actually visually see because I'm a visual learner myself, and I think it's highly important that we actually. So Zion Williamson, right, was the most covered rookie in the NBA before he played a single professional game. Okay, I'll show you. Rookie year hype, right? Yeah, articles. I'll show you. So I'll substantiate my point. We can have a conversation. We're gonna have it. We're gonna need to have it in its full entirety. Um, but look, I'll show you. All rookie first team, right? That's how much the hype was centered around Zion Williamson. He was the most covered rookie in the NBA before he played a single professional game. Victor Wembanyama. Let's talk about him. This guy, rookie of the year, right? Had international hype and coverage stories before even touching an NBA court. Both had to earn their respect through play, but media spotlight wasn't about resume. It was about draw from a business perspective. So Clark over here is in the same position. She was a rookie. This is her second year in a W. Her game is still adapting to the pro level, but she plays with elite vision, limitless range, and offensively gravitates and has let's say put it like this. She has the offense gravity that warps defenses, totally destroys them, obliterates the defenses. And you have to guard her 23 feet from the hoop. She passes with precision, and regardless of whether she's scoring 30 or struggling from the field, people watch. In today's attention economy, that kind of gravitational pull is a rare asset for any league because we all know people attention spans are smaller than a squirrel. That's why TikTok trends and TikTok is so popular because it's like 30-second clips and so forth. And they have, how can I put this? From a business perspective, they have strategically made short clips because they know that people have short attention spans. But if they can hook you in, you'll just keep swiping and clipping onto the next clip, and eventually you'll see all these reels that you have passed like 50 reels in a short amount of time with shorter format videos instead of long format videos because most people will click off during a certain period of time, right? So that's what I mean by this attention economy, just to add the context. But it's Caitlin Clark is a rare asset for any league because especially one for the WNBA that's still building mainstream traction. The league has been has been reliant on the NBA and hasn't been self-reliant in regards of being um let's put it like this. They haven't been self-reliant on themselves because the league hasn't been able to pay itself to operate on its own. It has been banking on NBA owners to continue to invest to keep this WNBA league alive because it's not lucrative enough. It's not making enough money because they can't get butts in seats and the marketability for players that may be phenomenal players tend to destroy their own marketability likelihood because of the way they act on and off the court. So all those things play a big part. And Caitlin Clark, it makes perfect sense from a media strategy standpoint. Sports Illustrated, like any publication, is in the business of visibility. A Clark-led cover sells more copies, drives more clicks, and reaches more casual fans than a cover um, featuring players that unfortunately the average sports viewer still doesn't know well. That's not a shot at those players. That's the brand and reality in pro sports. Marketing starts with familiarity. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the most recognizable name in women's basketball. So when fans say, why is the whole NBA why isn't the whole WNBA on the cover? And we could dissect the comments a little bit. CC, as you guys see on the side, CC should be the only person on the cover. Nice job, but it's the CC show. Some meals. Incredible cover. Um, Let me see. Let's continue to scroll down. Let's see if we could get some adverse type of comment. Mm, see? Why isn't the whole WNBA on the cover? I highlighted it, right? So when you ask those type of questions, the simple answer is it's that's not how covers work. Magazine covers like movie posters or product ads or about spotlight and focus. Putting an entire league on the cover dilutes the message, right? Featuring Clark and a few teammates tells a focused story. Here's the rookie who's driving interest, and here's the team she's going to elevate. It's smart branding both for publication and the league. More importantly, this isn't a zero-sum game. Promoting Clark doesn't take away from the other stars. In fact, it can help. She's a gateway, the draw who brings in new fans in the door. From there, it's the league's responsibility to introduce those fans to other talents like Arike. I always botch her name, but like I say, I like to put out the visuals like Arike. You know, she's a phenomenal player. Aja Wilson, she's a phenomenal player. Um, Phenomenal player. You got Brianna Stewart, phen- phenomenal player. New York Liberty, amazing player. Chelsea Gray, amazing player. Amazing player. And then you got Aaliyah Boston, right? Who you guys see on the cover with Caitlin Clark. She's right here. She's right there with the braids, number 7. who's already a cornerstone for who's already a cornerstone player for Indiana. In every sports era, there are players who carry the marketing torch. Michael Jordan did it for the NBA in the '90s, but he opened the door for Charles Barkley, Malone, and Reggie Miller to get their shine. Steph Curry's Steph Curry's rise made space for Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the Warriors brand. The Golden State Warriors in its entirety, as we know, Klay Thompson has left the Golden State Warriors, but they still had a golden era known as the Splash Brothers, right? And that's what the whole marketing tactic. They focused around the Splash Brothers to brand their entire team when they were together, because we know Klay Thompson is not on the Golden State Warriors no more. Draymond Green and Steph Curry is still. Um, but to sum it up, this is not about who's better or deserves more. It's about generating attention right now. That's what it's about. And it's about generating attention and how that attention could be leveraged for broader growth. Clark's inclusion on this Sports Illustrated cover, as we guys see on the screen, is a basketball smart, business savvy move. And if the league plays it right, it can use this moment not just celebrate one player, but elevate all of them in its entirety. And I wanna have a conversation and bring more logic to guide positive conversation, right? With this whole Sports Illustrated cover, as you've seen a little bit of backlash from what I talked about and him saying, "Oh, why isn't the whole WNBA on the cover?" Well, let's stop treating media coverage like it's a trophy. Being on a magazine cover doesn't mean you're the GOAT. It means you're relevant right now. From a magazine business perspective, when it comes to ads, we all know Caitlin Clark is the GOAT, and she's already solidifying that in a short amount of time in history, in WNBA history. But that attention is just a starting point. It's up to the league, the players, and the fans, like I said, to turn that attention to long-term growth, which Caitlin Clark is doing and doing phenomenal at, and I believe she will continue to do so, especially with how amazing she is and her teammates and other individuals in the WNBA. And the WNBA is bigger than one player, and that's the goal here. That's how we should think of it and change our mindset. Caitlin Clark might get people in the door, but if they stick around and watch Aja Wilson dominate or see Alira Boston become a franchise cornerstone, that's a win. That's how basketball works. You hook people with a star and then show the depth of the league. And this turns Clark's spotlight into an opportunity to discover more players, not a threat, okay? So marketing is always about timing and momentum. This is about momentum right now. Caitlin Clark has the biggest public interest. It would be bad business not to capitalize on that. And same reason Victor Wembanyama, who you seen on the Spurs, got NBA attention before he played, just like Zion Williamson, who we showed. Zion got all the ads in 2019. When the spotlight is hot, you use it. So this shows how you understand how timing influences exposures, which is not always fair, but it's how sports grow. And the WNBA is trying to grow and not choose favorites. And nobody's trying to erase veterans or ignore stars or disrespect the OGs of the WNBA, right? The W is trying to expand. If Clark's bringing 2 million new eyeballs every day, that's 2 million people who might now learn about Jackie Young, Joy Lloyd, or Satu Sabali. You're reinforcing that it isn't a competition, it's a chance to share the platform surrounded around entertainment, because we all know that sports is in the basketball and sports period is a form of entertainment. So the best rise when the games get bigger. So once the league grows, guess who benefits? The elite hoopers who've been here. More viewers, more endorsement deals, more national games. The bigger the pie, the more slices for everyone. That's why we should be rooting for expansion and not gatekeeping it. And this helps fans seize the long-term play, not just the short-term spotlight, right? And give Caitlin time and measure her by her game. Look. She's still a rookie going into her second year in the WNBA. She's still learning the league, and she's done phenomenal work on her way around it, and learning more and expanding every single day. And her work ethic is phenomenal. Judge her over the course of the season by what she does on the court, not by how many tweets, followers, or magazine covers she gets. If she balls out, give her credit. If she struggles, call it fair. And This, however, helps the conversation stay grounded in performance and not press. So I want you to think, what do you think Caitlin Clark needs to improve to succeed in the W? How other WNBA players should new fans keep an eye on? Which other WNBA players should new fans keep an eye on? And how would you market the WNBA right now if you were in charge? Um, Look, man, I just want to keep the conversation positive, productive, and have a conversation with you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed and got some value from this video. Without further ado, spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. And if you like more videos like this, I'm starting to see that you guys love my basketball takes and basketball breakdowns. And I try to use my basketball IQ lens to spread and, push a positive conversation as always and cut through the noise and all the nonsense and all the divisiveness, because we should be operating and having productive conversation and unity. And also giving these girls the credit, man. They're in they're the top elite basketball players um in the world. They're in the WNBA. Like, let's not forget that. But however, family, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Peace.